back to another episode of Nothing Moves Without Us, a Black culture podcast. I'm your host, Clifford Genesee. Today I'm talking about DEI and your responsibility to continue the energy, the work, the push, and the foundation that the Black Lives Matter era left for the Black experience. My work environment is lacking in diversity. My workplace is lacking in diversity. And when an organization, a company lacks diversity, it's no one's innate fault. Sometimes you just don't have a diverse talent pool to pull from, right? I can't sit around waiting for someone from a different background to show up. I gotta get business done. So yeah, in the meantime, everyone who puts effort into this job, into this organization, this nonprofit, this small business, this corporation, all of our work lays the foundation for the next generation. Being aware that social culture is shifting and changing, that frees up those individuals within those diverse cultures to travel, spread their seeds, man, find new homes. And sometimes you're the first, right? Sometimes you're the first. It doesn't have to be celebrated, but there should be an awareness. I've talked about our social responsibility. You're not responsible, but you should feel a sense of responsibility. You should feel a sense of honor, knowing that, I'm the first of my kind in this space. How do I show up? How do I represent my culture, my ethnicity, my gender, my politics, anything, so that other people like me in the future have an opportunity to gain from the foundational work that I've laid out. Earlier on YouTube, I did a video about investing in time. We want people to invest money into us, but we aren't investing time into ourselves. If you invest enough time into yourself, the right people will come to you who will want to invest money into you. That's a career. That's an angel investor. That's your credit report, right? I invested time to making sure that, I pay my bills. I spend 2 hours a week paying my bills, catching up on any changes in my stocks and bonds, my health insurance, my life insurance, all that. I do a little upkeep every week just to make sure everything's okay. I invest a little time I invest a little time in the present for the seeds that I have planted that I'm not always aware of, but I know I have access to learn about them, see them, stimulate them, manipulate them a little bit to gain better results. The trees around our property are dying, They used to be evergreen. And granted, we got here in September. So I wasn't really aware of the health of the trees. But I'm seeing that a lot of trees are they're losing their leaves. It's like, fall came quick. And I realized it's partly because we haven't mowed around the roots and around the trunk. So these past 2 days, I've just been going around finding trees that have leaves that are dying or changing colors too early. And just, getting rid of all of that, spreading air, stimulating the ground, the earth, moving shit around, and taking from the compost pile to offer these trees some new nutrients so that they can grow stronger, keep their health, keep their livelihood. Live near a town that's had flooding. And today I'm thinking about the reason why there's flooding going on down there is because there aren't enough trees up here to collect that rainwater to slow down the rush of water that's going down. The floods start at the top. So if you live on a mountaintop, you have a responsibility to plant seeds, to be mindful of where water is rushing uncontrollably and finding ways to slow down that rush to limit future flooding. It's a good investment. It's a good time investment. It's important to walk the land, walk the property, walk around what's yours and become aware of how things are shifting and changing and your responsibility in ensuring that life goes on for yourself and for whatever else you're responsible about. whatever else you choose to be responsible for. I want to see lush green. I don't want to hear about flooding. I want to see growth, and I want to see fruits. I want the deers to come back. So while I'm mowing underneath the tree, I'm seeing apples and fruit and dirt, and just being aware of that changing and shifting of energy, knowing that the deers will come back sooner now because there'll be apples. They eat where they shit where they eat. So the tree will get extra fertilizer, and now I have this additional responsibility of, keep underneath those trees clear. It's a little late in the season to do the amount of work that needs to be done in those areas. But I set the foundation, and I'll maintain it this year. We'll hunker down for winter. I'll plant some good seeds to ensure that there's compost on those trees and that they're still getting nutrients and growing. And the next year, the trees will be a little bit healthier. The time you invest are the seeds that you plant for tomorrow. A few months ago, I joined the DEI committee at my job. Even before I even knew it existed, I was like, this place needs some diversity. They need a diversity group, Now, I've seen other non-represented groups and at like staff meetings, and, it feels good to see that, the others exist, right? The people like me, similar to me, exist. And the goal is to, at some point, connect with them to learn about their experience, learn about our experience, and see if there's value in communicating more, and if there's opportunity to support each other in these new spaces. Maybe they don't need it. Maybe I'm the only one who needs it. Maybe I don't need it. Maybe they need it. But knowing that once you commune together, you create new opportunities and new philosophies. So I reached out to a coworker who I speak to frequently when I'm in office. He gave me a quick rundown. I went to the first meeting. I kept it simple. Said, I'm here to learn and here to see how I can support. That was it, man. And, looking back, I could have said more. I could have been like, I'm from here, I'm from this, I'm from that. But me being me, Patrice O'Neill always says, when you try to save people from yourself, you end up being an asshole. And that always rings in my mind when I'm like, don't give too much. I don't know you like that, right? I don't know you like that. So I'm going to keep it simple. And over time, just having these monthly meetings, these past few months, we've been meeting more frequently because we're planning to do a presentation at the quarterly staff meeting and reintroduce the company to the DEI committee. And it feels good to be part of the process. And I'm also learning to work with people in different departments, understanding how leadership logic works for them and how they envision the direction of this organization. And the think tank offers long-term value. In the news these past few months, I get insider higher ed newsletters. And a lot of emails, I keep seeing DEI pop up, and it's in relation to like a college. And for foundational, I didn't define DEI. DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion. So creating space, it's not a space, right? Actively creating opportunity to ensure that your organization, your company, your group, your space, your professional space allows for different perspectives, whether that's the foundation of it is George Floyd and Black Lives Matter, but there's also LGBTQ plus, there's ageism, is ensuring that there's opportunity for growth for these diverse hires, so that we're aware that they have the ability to navigate the discomfort of what this job experience might be, knowing that you are a underrepresented group, and whether you take on that responsibility defines advancement, leadership, and again, opportunity for other people. So this is a July 1st article from Inside Higher Education. DEI ban prompts Utah colleges to close cultural centers too. As in Florida, Texas, and other states have passed anti-DIE legislation, Utah's public institutions are applying the law with a broad brush. The University of Utah is shutting down 3 cultural and resource centers in response to the state's anti-DEI legislation. Another article. Heartbreaking to be collateral in the battle over DEI. Chantel Z. Brown worked for UT Austin for 7 years before she was laid off in April, along with dozens of colleagues. Months after SB 17 went into effect in Texas, UT Austin laid off several staff members who previously worked in DEI on campus. 3 Alabama universities closed DEI offices. So I'm reading up on SB 17. SB 17 requires public universities and colleges to provide proof of their compliance to receive state funding for the next fiscal year. The University of Bridgeport, I was in the Black Student Union. Think about all of these spaces that have either recently formed or have been there for an extended period of time, honoring the rarity, the challenges, and the necessary to commune, the necessity to commune for underrepresented groups. No cultural senses on campus. I go back to responsibility, and I think about George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, affirmative action, social change, and social shift. Okay, they closed down a cultural center. The school won't officially acknowledge your union and group. What do you do about it? Do you still meet? Do you meet off campus? Do you just meet in a dorm room? Do you just meet in a hall somewhere and just sit and talk? All right, the school isn't affiliated. Cool. We're still going to get together and do what we need to do. We don't need you, the organization, the corporation, the university, to dictate or to limit how we represent our culture and identity. We can't form a group under your guys, then we'll do it on our own or set our own charter. We'll have our own rules and regulations. Doors are closing for the Black experience. I feel like in every public space that is federally funded, not every, in a lot of public spaces that are federally funded, the doors are closing that have historically been open to allow for diversity, for community, and for education and re-education of predominantly Black spaces. It's okay, right? True wealth comes from building your own. It may get redefined. It may go from what Freaknik what originated as and became. But if you handle your business, you follow the rules of the land that have been laid out before that allow organizations to have longevity, to have institutional backing and funding. There's no more middleman for the Black experience. There's no more middleman. Now more than ever, you have to be direct to consumer, direct to business, direct to federal government. Anyone who's a middleman, they're just trying to steal your data at the end of the day. They're just doing research, right? They're running social experiences on black information, Black data, and they'll sell it to the highest bidder. There's a lot of opportunity out there. There's so many grants, so much funding. There are Black angel investors. There's opportunity to create and build. So when you see these doors close, when you see doors closing in public spaces, you can shrug it off and be like, all right, that's just one less place I go now. That's one less thing I do. But if you feel a sense of responsibility for your group, for your community, you create a new lane. You find a new opportunity to continue channeling that energy, that ethereal, ancestral energy and logic that existed prior to these bans, prior to this dismantling, prior to dependency on other people to allow you into their spaces, right? Direct to community. When your lifestyle is direct to community, you're doing better for yourself, the environment, and your people. That's all I got. Peace.